A homemade pipe bender, made from materials you can buy at a metal recycling center. So let's get started with the chain. Bicycle sprockets from the bicycle are also the same. Welded. On one side you can see the pedal is also from a bicycle. Nothing special was added. From what more so heavy and more difficult to find, we see this screw, this one, that it represents here. It turns out a roller that, as we can see, does not rotate inside. I placed a ball from a bearing, tightened the edge with a bolt so it wouldn't fall out, and now the pressing has become much easier. You'll need 6 of these parts. It's exactly the same with the metal recycling center where people bring in their scrap. Different shafts from circular saws. I bought them from somewhere and used them. Turning work. I didn't use anything special here. All I needed was an angle grinder and a welder. This is a piece of scrap. The diameter, I think, is about 25. In it, bearings. A little bit more. If you look closely, you can see that there is a little bit of play. If there was no play, let's say, it would be better. But it had absolutely no effect on the quality of bending of the profile pipe. I had a piece of channel, I think 12, but again I didn't give any recommendations. Specifically on the dimensions, that is, I did it based on what was available from the material. Here it turned out that it was necessary to put something under it so that it would be higher, but it could also be lowered. But since I didn't put it on the table then, but simply put the timber under this channel, so that the handle, if you look, the handle would drag on the ground. And I had to bend both 3-meter and 6-meter profile pipes. So, the lower this machine is set up, the easier it will be to work with it. Well, of course, with a helper to hold the pipe itself. Then, as I said, 6 pieces. You can even see that they are different. I didn't even cut their fasteners. I just installed them and welded them. I'll pay a little attention. For this central part you could have used an angle or a square tube. But in this case I also found a piece of channel like this, and I think it's stronger, so I just welded it on height. Let's put it this way. Well, you won't bend with a small diameter, because the bending diameter will be determined by this distance between with these parts. Well, if you lift it a little higher, it can be lowered down, this middle part. It will bend the pipe more. Yeah, one more thing. If there aren't any spacers here, then you'll need to cut a window here if you need a larger radius. Curvatures, in this case, was the greenhouse, the first to be bent, with 3-meter and 6-meter profile pipes. So the ones that were, it turned out, let's say these profile pipes for the greenhouse were bent using this pipe bender. At the end of the video, there's a brief overview as well. I'll show you the greenhouses. In the middle part, if we take a closer look, we can see it's welded to the top part. I also had a piece of the same channel cut off. Here it is with a gap we walk so that it is easy. I also welded 2 metal plates on the sides so that it wouldn't go either way, but would be level when pressed. Because when we start spinning, the pipe is pressing, and if these additional guides are not there, it will go away. For the marking, I just took a simple pencil and noted how much I need to bend according to the first pipe, as accurately as possible. I need to bend it according to the first pipe, maximally, and exactly the same way bent. I didn't make any other adjustments like that. You can definitely take a ruler and either rivet it or drill it, then you can bend it down to the millimeter. But I'm burning out. Since I didn't need that for the greenhouse, I also made cornices, semicircular. Well, a lot. He's already gone too far. His friends took it. They also used it. I'll tell you, he bent it from a 20 square pipe to a 50. Well, there weren't any larger pipes. To 50th Well, there was no more pipe. Well, basically, that size allows you to bend about 60 without any problem. An 80 will be on the edges. One downside to this is that when I was bending, I noticed the pipe bends. From what I noticed when I was bending, when you twist and bend the pipe, it starts to shift in one direction. A little bit. Well, maybe it's about alignment because this isn't factory made, where everything is strict, right? Everything is done to the 1/10 of a millimeter. Everything was done with a ruler. And the pipe starts to catch in those places, which makes it harder to twist. Well, it even makes that kind of metal scraping sound. To prevent that, I had bearings on the axles. I just installed them and welded them in place to make the work easier. So, it ends up resting on the pipe bearing and spins, but that's not quite right. I did this purely to make the work easier and to reduce the strain on my hand. When you rotate these shafts, here it's better to either machine some washers or turn the shaft right away with edges so it rests against the edge during the process. If I have more time and I need it for larger jobs, then I'll just turn it, make some washers. I'll put them on and tack weld them. But as far as I remember, when I was rotating, the shift was only in this direction. What's here? What's here? That's why they were welded only on one side. These are the bearings. And now, when I tack weld the edges here, it will align with the edge and it will be easier to rotate. Here we can see if we turn it, the whole system is here. This mechanism works smoothly. About the screw. We see, I don't know if it was from some kind of machine. Unit. I can't say it was this one. Here's the nut, and this part could be from some big clamp too. Maybe. I won't lie about the compressions. That's how I got it. I can't tell you. The price. Each receiver has his own selling price, but as a rule, the price is double, or maybe a little more from that. For how much metal does it accept? That's basically all, and simple like that. The machine works. It's great. I think anyone who has a grinder and welding can do it. Well, you'll have to spend but not less than half a day or even a day. Partially spend time to acquire it, and then just to assemble it. If anyone has any questions about how it works, just to collect If anyone has any questions about the work, please feel free to ask. If there's anything else, please write. I'll answer everything. One more nuance. There are many on the internet. Different pipe benders. There are a lot of questions, a lot of recommendations, and a lot of innovations. Some people here either do welding or rolling, I'll say from experience. This is the smooth shaft, and during the pressing and while working, neither the pipe nor the shaft has slipped even once. In these places, I don't see any point in welding or rolling anything at all. Maybe, I won't argue, if we're bending a pipe that's at least 100 by 100, then it will be in millimeters and the machine, another chain, probably a different one, then maybe isn't needed. Although I also have my doubts about that, because, as practice has shown, nothing is needed in these places. The smooth shaft bends everything perfectly in these places. Where the screw is, you can basically use either hydraulic or mechanical jack, but I will say I would probably give more preference to the mechanical one if I were to install it for one reason, so that there would be no drawdown. After all, with a mechanical system, when you turn it, it stays in that position and doesn't move anywhere. But with hydraulics, there's still temperature, pressure, all that, well, unless it's a perfect jack. It's not a problem to install it, but I really don't see the point in doing so. If there's a screw, everything presses down perfectly. Bends, let's say, quite easily, but not with one hand. It's easier with two hands. But such efforts, supernatural. I mean, even a child in the summer, 12-15. But I mean that a boy can do it without even straining much. It's all pretty calm. Tighten and screw it in. Basically, and that's it.